A family vacation turned into a heartbreaking tragedy in Jammu and Kashmir when Bitan Adhikari, a software engineer working for Tata Consultancy Services in Florida, the United States, was killed in a terrorist attack. Bitan had traveled to Kolkata on April 8th along with his wife and 4-year-old son to visit family. They planned a trip to Kashmir for some peaceful time before heading back to the US. But just one day before their return, their lives changed forever. The attack happened on April 22 in Pahalgam, a famous tourist spot often called Mini Switzerland because of its beautiful landscapes. Terrorists opened fire on tourists, killing 28 people and injuring many others. Bitan was among those who were killed, while his wife and young child survived the attack. Witnesses said that 6 terrorists, disguised in Indian Army uniform, carried out the attack. They targeted the tourists directly, causing chaos and horror at the scene. It was one of the deadliest attacks in Kashmir since Article 370 was removed in 2019, an important decision that fully integrated Jammu and Kashmir into India and ended its special status. Now, this attack has deeply shaken India. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who was on the visit to Saudi Arabia, immediately cut his trip short and rushed back to New Delhi. Upon landing, he chaired a high-level emergency meeting with security and intelligence officers to review the situation and plan a strong response. In the meantime, the attack also happened while the US Vice President J.D. Vance was visiting India, showing that terrorists are willing to act even during major diplomatic events. In fact, the US has expressed strong support for India and condemned the attack, showing their support with the victims and their families. Well, the tragedy of Bitan Adhikari's death is specifically painful because it shows how terror threatens ordinary families who only want to enjoy the beauty of Kashmir. Bitan, a hard-working IT professional living the American dream, came back to India for a simple family trip and became a victim of mindless violence. Now, this attack is not just an attack on a few individuals, by the way. It's an attack on India's tourism, its economy, and its effort to bring peace and development to Kashmir. You know, over the last few years, Kashmir had seen a strong revival in tourism, with over 2 million tourists visiting in 2023 alone, the highest in the decades. New hotels, new infrastructure, and growing business opportunity had started transforming Kashmir's image from a conflict zone to a peaceful paradise. But this attack reminds everybody that terror network still exists, often backed by forces across India's western border, and are determined to spread fear, hatred, and destruction. Family forces are now hunting down the attackers and their handlers. India's position is clear. Terrorism will not be tolerated and the enemies of peace will be crushed. Well, this tragedy should also wake up the world. Even as India mourns, it has been noticed that some international media houses, specifically one major outlet from Qatar, shockingly refuse to call the terrorists what they are, calling them rebels or attackers instead. Such language is dangerous. It softens the reality of terrorism and indirectly supports violence. Terrorists are not freedom fighters, they are killers. Calling them anything else is an insult to the victims and their families.